You are live. You are live. Can you hear me? Holla if you hear me. Huh? Huh? Holla if you hear me. Back at it like a crack addict. Automatic like a foamatic. Built for tragedy, made for static. It's your boy. First time podcast. Back with the blast. In and out with a dash. 2025 won't last. We're going to do this real fast. Y'all know how it go. Keep the E in it. I'm smoking weed in it. Don't post me in your pictures. Don't tell you. First rule about me, just don't tell you. If you can keep a secret, we can always kick it. This is a safe place, man. Come on in. Share the show, man. It's a safe place, man. If you could keep a secret, we can always kick it. Let's get a poll up. Let's get a poll up. Come on in here, man. Come on in here, man. Come on in here, man. Good morning, man. It's morning time. It's morning time. Good morning to everybody, man. Have y'all been watching the Diddy trial? Today we gonna talk about did he do it? Did he not? Did he or did he not? How y'all feeling about it? Did he do it or did he not do it? Hey, who hitting that? Who hitting that like button, man? Go ahead and hit the like button. Double tap the screen. Hey, so if you old as me and you don't know how to hit the like, up in the upper right-hand corner of your cell phone, there are 3 dots. Those 3 dots are called an ellipsis. Click that ellipsis, and under those 3-dot ellipses, you will find a like button. Go ahead and hit those 3 dots and hit that like button, and you'll be able to like the show, and everybody will know. Like the show so everybody will know. 5.0, 5.0, 5.0. Did he do it? Cassie. I mean, can we have an adult conversation today? We're going to have an adult conversation because, I mean, it's going down. I mean, the kids is leaving the courtroom. I heard Cassie's husband had to leave the courtroom. I mean, come on, man. Shout out to... Oh, man, I don't know if BGS going to talk about I don't know who going to talk about it, man, but it's so much to unpack about things we've talked about and learned in this sector. Cassie's husband had to leave the court. He was too emotional. He was unconsolable. We should change that boy name. Consuela. Hey, Cassie's husband, new name is Consuela because Consuela was inconsolable. A salsa bunny. Consuela was inconsolable. Yes, he was, man. Diddy's daughters had to leave. That was not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like this, when, we talk about humiliation rituals, people talk about humiliation. I don't know what you call this because I've never seen it before. You know what I'm saying? In our lifetimes, we've never seen anything like this before. So I think humiliation ritual is light. That's not what's happening when you have your daughters in the court. I mean, because it makes me think about a lot of things. I've been doing my research. I've been on I don't know who you use, Gemini, Chat GPT. Y'all tell me who y'all use. But I've been on my AI, and I was doing some AI deep diving yesterday. Shout out to Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas. My mama passed away. Rest in peace, Mama Shirley. If you're a member of the Dead Moms Club, put a 5 in the chat. If you have your parents passed away, I was talking to God this weekend. I'm going to say a prayer before we get started. When your mom passes away, I was watching The Bear, and on The Bear, there's a scene in The Bear, he said, it's called the Dead Moms Club. And I was thinking about that scene, and I said, when your parents pass away, it's the only club that you can't join and you can't quit, and you have to pay your dues every day, because I miss my mother every second of every day. So when your mom passed away and you join the Dead Moms Club, it's the only club that you can't join, you can't quit, and you got to pay your dues every day when your mama passed away. My mom passed away. So happy Mother's Day to all the mamas. And, it's very sad when the daughters had to leave the courtroom. What's perverted about this situation? We're living in a time where we could be talking about Trump. We have some global geopolitics, big stuff happening in the world, but we're focusing on Diddy right now. So that's kind of perverted to me. Another thing that's perverted about it is that over this last several years, we learned a lot about tolerance. At least I thought we learned about tolerance. When you hear this term black fatigue and everything that's happening with Diddy, I wonder, did we really have this cathartic understanding and experience about tolerance? Because I don't see a lot of tolerance today. I see a lot of just frenzy. It's a blood in the water. I don't see a lot of tolerance, right? But we're having this discussion about Diddy, and no one has been honest. I said a lot of times on my channel, they should have to work harder to trick you. And no one has been honest. You know what I've heard in testimony is what Mark Garrigo said, that there are no freak offs. There are no freak offs. No one has defined freak off. And the term freak off never should have been used in an indictment because it's not a term. It hasn't been qualified. What does freak off mean? It creates this thing where now we can create terminology and we can create the crime, right? Because what is a freak off? Well, what have we learned? What have we learned is what Mark Garrigo's, so Mark Garrigo's daughter is one of the lead projects. She did the opening statement for Diddy. So when you see Mark Garrigo's and you hear about Mark, one of the greatest lawyers, you know, going back to O.J. Simpson and just a great lawyer of all time, his daughter now is also an awesome lawyer representing Diddy. And Mark Garrigo said months ago that there are no freak offs, that Mark Garrigo has saw the tapes. I didn't know how and why Mark Garrigo had so much information. Now we know why. His daughter is the lead prosecutor. So the tapes, if they belong to Diddy, Diddy can show the tapes to whomever they want, right? It's his personal property. He may have copies of the tapes. No one ever asked that. So Mark Garrigo said on TMZ, and then TMZ, Harvey Levin has been stopping Mark Garrigo from adding facts to the case because they want to keep a meter narrative. That was so compelling because what do we do here? We're counter narrative. That's what we do here. We're counter narrative. It was so compelling for me to see when Mark Garrigo was told by Harvey Levine, you can't say certain things, even though they're true. So he was going to bring up a case about Shepard, where Shepard got his case dismissed because of all the media attention during the jury selection. Harvey Levin wouldn't let Mark Garrigo bring that up. But Mark Garrigo said months ago, there is no quote unquote freak off. We saw Amber Rose. We saw Amber Rose on Don, man, you back again? I thought I blocked you, man. Let me go ahead and help you out, man. Let me go ahead and help you out, man. You ain't gotta be mad there. Let me help you out, man. There you go. Bye-bye. I make you go, bye-bye. I make you go, bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mufasa, man. Hey, man. Hey, I make you go, bye-bye. I make you go, bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? Don't even trip, man. I don't understand why people like to torture themselves, man. This is like what I'm talking about with the Cassie and the Diddy shit. Mark Garrigo said months ago, for everybody, I know Deborah be watching, a lot of people be watching, they watching the replay. Mark Garrigo said months ago, there is no quote-unquote freak-off. Amber Rose was on Shay Shay. Amber Rose said, if that was a freak-off, why wasn't I invited? Because I've been to every Diddy party. I've been to every Diddy after party. I've been to every Diddy party after the after party. I never was invited to one of these quote-unquote freak-offs. What Mark Garrigo said is, what that prosecutor described is consensual sexual acts that were videotaped between a couple, i.e. Diddy and Cassie. Because the one thing I start asking in my Gemini and my AI is, why is the Cassie video legally allowed to be included in this case? It is a sealed adjudicated case. The case has been sealed and adjudicated. She took a plea. That was entirely that. You know what Google told me? There's no double jeopardy. Like they knew it was a black man asking the question. So Google told me, oh, there's no double jeopardy, and it goes back to R. Kelly. Google said, and it's the same office that prosecuted R. Kelly. Google said there is no double jeopardy because it's a federal case. That was not a federal case, so we can use the Cassie evidence because it's a total separate case because that was not a federal. Did y'all know that that's what they was doing? Miss Perfect Time and said hi. Can I say hi back? I don't know if I can say hi back, but thank you for tapping in. Let me get my poll. Let me get my poll up. So Cassie is testifying to a personal relationship. Cassie is testifying to a personal, private, consensual relationship. And the part that everybody is wondering, including Mark Geragos, is where is the crime? This goes back to the Me Too era. So Mark Geragos said months ago that there is no freak off. Amber Rose said there is no freak off. Anybody who was I told my wife and she was surprised. Remember that old lady, Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth was at the parties. Obama, Hillary, everybody went to the Puffy party. There was no freak off. What the DA office in New York wanted you to believe when they said baby oil and freak offs in the indictment. Do you remember how this started? It started with that black homosexual DA from New York. Remember that little peanut head who likes to sleep with white men? You need to pay attention to all these black women who are DAs going after people they date white men. Here goes another black homosexual male who dates white men. Remember, baby oil, freak offs. Well, come to find out, Mark Geragos said the tapes that they mentioned that they had only 3 to 4 people. See, they want to make this salacious, but you will never hear about a tape with Diddy, J-Lo, Jay-Z. None of that shit exists. It was all a lie. It was all a lie. Everything, J-Lo was there, Diddy was there, Jay-Z was there. That was all a lie. It never happened. There are no freak-off tapes. They would never do that. Black Negro celebrities would never jeopardize themselves like that. Going back to Ice-T and Mike Tyson, because you don't know that Jay-Z is older than Rakim. Jay-Z is older than some of the old rappers. So they know about going back to Ice-T, Tupac, and Mike Tyson in the 90s, that in the 90s, rappers used to have a thing where they would only have sex on videotape. Mike Tyson, Tupac, there were so many allegations that rappers would put in their video. That's how Diddy started this. Y'all don't know where Diddy comes from. Diddy comes from the 90s. Well, in the 90s, there were so many sex allegations. Tupac went to prison that rappers started saying it was a lyric, and I insist if we having sex that we fucking on tape. If we fucking, we're fucking on tape. Anybody listen to 90s hip hop? Does anybody remember the era when rappers started saying if we fuck, we have to fuck on tape? So, because I need to get consensual evidence. I need evidence of your consensual participation. That's where all of this came from. No one has unpacked the reality of the Diddy case. No one telling you what really is going on with the Diddy case. Or why Diddy even recorded. Everybody's thinking Diddy is some bad person. Nobody even knows why Diddy recorded his sexual encounters. Do you understand why Diddy even recorded? This is the perverted part of the entire Diddy case. Why did Diddy record? This goes back to my globalization conversation. I'm 45. A lot of people 35 watching this don't understand because they weren't alive in the 90s. They don't remember the Tupac. They don't remember Tyson at midnight. Remember that Tyson went to jail. It was all of these frivolous cases. Just like now, Mike Tyson went to jail. Do y'all remember the Mike Tyson case? Before we get to the Tupac case and why Diddy videotapes his sexual acts, Miss Part Thompson, crazy how she stayed for so long getting this money and doing all these strange things, and now all of a sudden she was forced. It wasn't strange to her. Diddy had like 6 or 7 rotating. Diddy is a billionaire. Diddy's never dated one woman. Didn't Kevin Samuel say that? What do we always say in the black manosphere in the dating? What we always say, if you want to date a man like Diddy, just like the girl from Young Miami, Diddy never had one woman. He never had one woman. And if Kim Porter was alive and Young Miami is alive, Young Miami can speak to this. Cassie did that shit because Cassie liked it and Cassie wanted to. Every bitch that fuck with Diddy can tell you right now, I didn't do that shit. I didn't do that shit. I didn't do that shit. Cassie did that shit because Cassie liked that shit. Diddy had 6 rotating women. When this all came out, Diddy had 3 girlfriends. He was dating that little light-skinned girl that Tasha K got. He was dating Young Miami, and he also had Cassie in the background. Every time we see him with another woman, he never stopped fucking with Cassie. We thought he wasn't fucking with Cassie. Come to find out, she fucked with him. Can we just say what it is? When a man is a billionaire, has multiple women, just like R. Kelly, is he fucking with Cassie? Is it possible for somebody running $100 million companies? I got 6 girlfriends that people know about. I got $1 billion. How am I persuading this bitch to do anything? This bitch, just like Harvey Weinstein, this bitch got to call me. Everybody don't got my phone number, but this bitch got my phone number. So this bitch call me when she want money, when she want to have a party, when she want to get high, when she want to go on a trip. This bitch call me. I'm Diddy. I'm not with this bitch all the time. I got 6 bitches. I got 10 kids. I got $1 billion. I got 4 or 500 million dollar companies. It is outrageous to think that Diddy lives his life like you. Like Diddy is calling women. Diddy don't call bitches. He got 6 bitches rotating. His son fucked Lori Harvey and he fucked Lori. Did y'all forget about Lori Harvey? He was still fucking Cassie. Did y'all forget about Young Miami? He was still fucking both of them bitches. So Diddy had a rotation of 6 bad bitches. He's not following Cassie. He's not calling Cassie. It wasn't weird. It was weird to the other bitches who didn't participate. So what you need to understand is 2 things. Cassie was not forced. Diddy did not force her because he didn't have to, because he had 6 bitches. Now think about this. Remember the movie with Nori? And it's a funny, great movie. It was Nori, Dame Dash, and Nori was in the movie, and Nori had bitches. Nori was a kingpin in the movie, and Nori had a bitch for every day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Angie Martinez was Wednesday. Angie Martinez showed up on Tuesday to set up Nori. Nori didn't even know the bitch name. Nori said, Wednesday? What are you doing here? It's Tuesday. And the bitch got mad. The bitch was trying to set up Nori because Nori didn't even know her name. The character, not real Nori, but the character had so many bitches that he called them Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And when Wednesday showed up on the wrong day, he was like, Wednesday? And that was the funniest shit in the hood. Everybody remember that shit. Wednesday? What the fuck you doing here? Today ain't your day, it's Tuesday. I fuck Tuesday on Tuesday. Wednesday, I fuck you on Wednesday. Do you understand what I'm describing? That was a joke. But the joke was funny because it was all good jokes are based on reality. So we laughed at Nori calling the Wednesday bitch Tuesday because we know rich niggas. And rich niggas is not chasing bitches and not calling bitches. Rich niggas got a Monday bitch, a Tuesday bitch, and a Wednesday bitch. And the Wednesday bitch calls me on Wednesday. I don't call her. I don't call her. Or else I can get another Wednesday bitch because I'm a billionaire or I sell cocaine. Selling cocaine. What you doing today? Oh, nothing. Selling cocaine as usual. What you doing today? Perfect. Nothing. Selling cocaine as usual. Nigga. Y'all don't remember when Nori got at Angie Martinez Wednesday? What you doing here? That shit was funny as fuck. So to my Miss Perfect Timing, when you say it was weird, it wasn't weird to Cassie. It wasn't weird to Cassie. Cassie did that shit because she liked it. Cassie did that shit because she liked it. And Diddy kept the bitch around because that was his Wednesday bitch. Do y'all get what I'm saying? He had Young Miami. I'm going to go to do the black shit with her. He had a little Asian bitch that on Tasha K. I could show the bitch. I could pull the bitch up. He had the bitch taking Plan B pills. He had a bad, remember, she was in the video with Young Miami. He had a little Asian bitch in the video with Young Miami. And the little Asian bitch had got pregnant and they were fighting. Remember that? So he had different bitches, just like the movie I'm describing, to do different shit. And that's what powerful, okay, let's not even, to everybody watching and watching in the replay, let's break it down like this. One time I had a conversation about bitches and putting bad bitches have brackets. Remember that conversation, y'all? I said bad bitches have brackets. I said bitches put niggas and bitches in brackets. You got a little dick bracket, you got a big dick bracket. That's why they say big dick energy. Because women gonna put you in a bracket, nigga. And the way she treats you is about your bracket. Big dick bracket, little dick bracket, fat nigga bracket, rich nigga bracket, broke nigga bracket, bad breath nigga. That's what bitches do. You understand? So let me take it away from men. Let's take it away because I think people don't get it when I talk about this and it's men. So let's take in women. And women can laugh, but I know you're not going to be honest because all women cheat. We live in a whore. It's a whore society in a whore era. All women are whores and cheat right now, right? So let's break this shit down from a female perspective in the whores and the finsta. Do y'all know what a finsta is? It's your bitch fake Instagram. It's so commonplace that it's a terminology. You have Instagram and you have a finsta. It's the fake Instagram. I don't have a finsta, but your bitch do. Your bitch got a finsta. That's the reality of the 2025. Your bitch got a finsta. Your bitch has it. So why women are doing this fake outrage about Me Too and everything? Women are the biggest whores ever in our time span of living on this earth. We've never had more whorish women than we have now. And it's because of social media. It's because of OnlyFans. All the women are whores. So let's talk about this from a female perspective. A lot of women nowadays are whorish, or you could say promiscuous, but they sleep around. And when you sleep around, you have multiple men that you sleep with. And if you know women, like I know women, and you know women that are players, women who have multiple men, and this is 80, okay, you got 75% divorce rate. What you guys need to understand is that 75% of women in America are like this. Or like Cassie, whores, like Little Miami, wanting to be pissed on and be paid for sex. 80% of women are living this whorish life, right? So check this out. If you're one of these women who bought into the slut walk and what Amber Rose was teaching, then you categorize men in the same way I'm attempting to explain to you what P. Diddy did with his multiple women. Today, women have a man, and you can go on TikTok and you can see this. Women have a man who will pay for them to go out to eat. They talk about it. You can go find a TikTok on it right now. Oh, they have what they call an eater. These women who are single, habitually single, I call my favorite eater. Does anybody know what an eater is? If you're 40 years old, you might not know what an eater is. But women in 2025 have an eater. And the TikTok will say, this is my favorite eater. So a woman could have more than one eater. She's in a relationship though, but she has an eater because she has a finsta. This is a guy that she calls that only wants to eat the groceries. That's why she calls him an eater. There are guys who line up to be in this bracket. Come on, listen to what I'm saying now. If this was a trial on the case, everybody, oh, that's disgusting. He just came over and he would eat her groceries and leave, and she made him do it with baby oil. Okay, so she has an eater. She has a guy who will buy her Chick-fil-A. She has a guy who will take her. Women in 2025 have brackets, and each of those men serve a different purpose, and they do different things with those men. This is what Diddy was doing. Cassie is integral in the case because she was the only one of Diddy's multiple women who would participate in this type of sex. What does that say? That means Cassie chose it. That means all the other bitches had a chance and the choice to get down with this type of sex, but they didn't. Young Miami didn't do this kind of sex. The other little Asian bitch didn't do this kind of sex. J-Lo, none of them. Cassie was the Wednesday bitch, and she liked and she was agreeable. How do you get to Cassie? Well, you try it. You try it with Young Miami. You buy her a $500,000 car, and you ask her, will you do this with me? And Young Miami may have tried a threesome or a foursome with another man and said, I don't like it. I don't want to do it. And Diddy probably said, cool, you could be my Thursday bitch. When we get together on Thursday, we're going to kick it like this. With the Filipino bitch, he probably tried it with her too. she probably came back and said, I don't like it because this is the way Diddy likes to have sex. Cassie was the agreeable participant. Cassie was the agreeable participant. Cassie is the one out of many who agreed to have that type of sex. That's just it. Let's go to some video. Let's get some video, and we're going to continue to talk, because I want to go into the talking point that Mr. Perk Tommy brought up about how long this went on. And what's funny is the fact of what type of, see, it's TMZ and the media, to keep the narrative spinning, they can't tell you everything that Cassie said, because what gets revealed is that Cassie was a willing participant, and a lot like Ghislaine Maxwell with Epstein, Cassie would recruit and have personal relationships with the sexual workers. Cassie was part of the program. If you hear the Filipino bitch on Tasha K, what she says is she was jealous of Cassie. The other women in Diddy's circumference was jealous of Cassie. Cassie had motion. Cassie had motion. They were jealous of Cassie. They wanted to be Cassie, but they didn't want to do the things she did to get the position with Diddy. So you see other women in Sean's life, they're not at the same level of importance in what it is they knew. I'm going to have to play this role because I'm not willing to do the things that Cassie does to be in the position that Cassie is in. Cassie is not only a willing participant, she is the Ghislaine Maxwell. She is Ghislaine Maxwell to Epstein. That's Cassie to Diddy. And the only reason Cassie is testifying is to get immunity, because in her testimony, she testifies to not only participating, but coordinating. When you go beyond participating into the coordination, that's why Ghislaine Maxwell got charged, because Ghislaine Maxwell was not just Epstein's girlfriend, but she would coordinate. You got to coordinate. She would coordinate the parties. She would coordinate the girls. Well, that's what Cassie did. Cassie would book the rooms. Cassie would get the baby oil. Cassie had a personal relationship with the sex worker. In the testimony, Cassie says that she had a relationship with the sex worker. The sex worker said, you should leave Diddy. They're having private conversations, not with Diddy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Cassie was not only complicit, she was one of the conspirators. She cultivated relationships with sex workers. Diddy is a billionaire. He's busy. He doesn't know. The one question that wasn't come up is, how did Diddy know these people? Diddy didn't know them. Cassie knew them. Cassie found the sex workers, and it makes sense because Cassie found men that she would be comfortable having sex with. If you listen to the testimony, when she talked about having sex with this one guy over a 4-year period, what you need to understand is this is a woman, bro. If I'm going to have this type of sex, I need to have it with someone I'm comfortable with. If these were weird, perverted freak-offs, then she would testify to having sex with over 100 different men over 4 years, because every weekend it was a different man, but that's not what happened. What really happened is, if you take out the terms, remember over the past years, we've learned to be tolerant. We learned how to treat people better. We respect people's gender choices. We respect people's sexual choices. Well, if you take out the term sex worker, if you take out the term freak off, what you are left with is Cassie had a personal relationship with a man who she would bring into sex with her boyfriend, because the testimony proves that she had a friendship with this so-called sex worker. I don't want to refer to him as that, because that's not fair, and that's not what we learned in the past 5 years is tolerance. She didn't call him a sex worker. Even in the testimony, they called themselves friends because they have been having sex for 4 years. So what you hear about is the fact that Cassie had sex with a man, and the DA wants to call this man a sex worker. Sean's defense is saying he's not a sex worker. I didn't pay him. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that that's the defense? Sean said, I didn't pay him for sex. I gave him money, but it wasn't for sex. And the further argument is they were having sex without me. They had conversations without me. They had a relationship without me. They had sex without me. I did not pay him for sex. I did not pay him for drugs. Cassie is a drug addict. Cassie likes to sleep around. Cassie knew this guy. I didn't know him. But yes, Your Honor, I like to have sex with multiple people at once. 3 to 4 people. Not this thing in the minds of the American people when that district attorney said 1,000 bottles of baby oil and a freak off. There was, all the videos are 3 people or 4 people. Every video is 3 people. Diddy, Cassie, and one other man. And what I'm explaining to you from the testimony is Cassie had a friendship outside of the sexual relationship with that man. So is it fair to call him a sex worker? Is he a sex worker in every capacity that he has sex? So if you got paid for sex one time, what makes the man that had sex with Diddy and Cassie a sex worker? And why is he a sex worker at the time he's having consensual sex with Cassie? He doesn't know it's Diddy. Diddy has a mask on. Do you understand how they're playing with the terms? They're playing with the terms. There's not a room full of people. Jay-Z's not there. And Cassie has an intimate relationship with the person she's having sex with. Diddy's not having sex with Cassie. Think about what they're describing. Diddy's not having sex. Cassie is having consensual sex. The prosecution is trying to get you to believe that the reason Diddy should go to jail for life, think about this. There are 3 people in the room, 2 people having sex consensually. They want to put the person in jail who wasn't even wet. But everybody is so stupid. Everybody is so stupid that they're not even doing the math I'm doing. I know people like, damn, that's right. You're right. There's 3 people in the room. 2 people in the room are having consensual sex. And the one person in the room who's not participating in the sex, we want to put him in jail for life. And the argument is, which is it's a stretch. I mean, it's a huge stretch. It's a leap. This is a leap of faith. Whoa, it's a mile. It's a Grand Canyon leap. The leap is that Diddy should be the one to go to jail because he orchestrated everything while being a billionaire, while putting out movies, TV, Ciroc, $100 million companies, but somehow he had the time. He had the time having 6 girlfriends, 10 kids, an ex-wife. Diddy had the time to procure the room, the baby oil, the sex worker, the girlfriend. Diddy didn't do that. See, the leap is that somehow Diddy is the mastermind, even though think about what you got to convince the jury. I know Sean is not having sex in this video. You don't see Sean give money. You don't see Sean have sex. Only thing when you watch the video is you're going to see 2 adults having consensual sex. If I'm on the jury, I am perplexed as to how you go from this video to a life imprisonment. Because I don't see the man you want me to put in prison on the tape. He's not having what? So now it goes back to what I started in the beginning. How and why is the Cassie video of her getting beat in the hotel relevant in the case? What is Diddy being charged with? What is Diddy being charged with? This rarely comes up too. They don't talk about what he's being charged with because they want you to be confused. And they want to keep the bullshit going, and they want to keep the stupid shit going. What is Diddy being charged with? Sean Diddy Combs is facing federal criminal trial charges related to sex trafficking, racketeering, as well as numerous civil lawsuits. So Diddy is being charged with 3 counts. Racketeering, conspiracy. This is the RICO charge. This is what Fannie Willis ran into difficulty with Young Thug They're going to run into difficulty here again. With R. Kelly, they never had co-conspirators. How can you have RICO with one person? If you guys remember, R. Kelly, everybody who was supposed to be a co-conspirator, who actually procured the girls, his Ghislaine Maxwell all went free. Everybody associated with R. Kelly RICO went free. I don't know how you have a RICO with one man. Okay, racketeering conspiracy. Combs is accused of leading a criminal enterprise that engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnap, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. So this is the leap of faith I'm discussing. When you see a video of Cassie and another man having consensual sex, and Sean Diddy Combs is not in the video, the lawyers are arguing, yes, you are watching a video of Cassie doused in baby oil, and she looks like she's having a good time, but she's not. Think about that. Think about that. The prosecution is going to say to you, hey, you're watching a video of Cassie having sex, drenched in baby oil, and it looks like she's having a good time, but she's not. You're not going to see Sean in the video. Sean knew better than to be in the video. She said, he would ejaculate on Cassie, and then Cassie testified that Sean and her would go into another room, in a private room with no video, and Cassie would put the ejaculation on Diddy, but that's not on camera. See, none of that is on. Think about what's on camera. What evidence do you actually have? They don't have evidence of Diddy doing anything salacious or criminal. Diddy's not on the tapes. If Diddy's on the tape, he's having sex with Cassie. You don't have any tapes of Diddy doing anything weird. You don't have any tapes of Diddy with more than 3 or 4 people, and all of the tapes are consensual sex. They tricked you into believing that there were tapes of 15 people. Think about the case we did with Drewski. Why don't we hear about that case with Drewski no more? Where Drewski put baby oil on a girl back and slid on her like a water slide. Why don't we hear about that no more? Remember, I'm the one who killed that case. I am from Northern California. Well, I read the whole lawsuit. You know what I said? That case is not going to come back, because what people don't know is that case took place in Orinda, California. If you're not from the Northern California Bay Area, you wouldn't know this small enclave. It's not known to people outside of the Bay Area. You wouldn't know Moraga. You wouldn't know Happy. You wouldn't know Orinda. These are small suburban enclaves outside of the San Francisco Bay Area. And what I said was, they are so small, you can't fit as many people in that lawsuit. So where is Diddy at? They said Jaguar Wright, Diddy, Drewski, Odell Beckham, and 3 big security guards all was in her house. Come to find out, she was renting a room. I said, Orinda is small. The streets in Orinda is small. Why would Sean bring Odell Beckham, Drewski, Jaguar Wright to a small town in Northern California? Everybody on that case is thinking it happened in Los Angeles because he has a mansion in Los Angeles. They could not, just like with the case in Texas and the 13-year-old, they couldn't make it make sense. You're going to have to explain to people how and why everybody was in Orinda, California. Why would Drewski, Odell Beckham, an NFL superstar, Jaguar Wright, all these security guards be in Orinda, California to do this to this one girl? They can't prove it. So you never heard about that case again. So let's go back to the other charges. So we talked about the racketeering charge, right? What else did Diddy get charged with? There's only 3 charges. Sex trafficking. He is charged with trafficking sex by force, fraud, or coercion, specifically related to transporting women for purchase and prostitution and coercing them into performing sex acts, often referred to as freak-offs. See, this is the thing, though. This is another thing. When they say women, the only person that you have testifying is Cassie. In the videotapes, you don't have another woman in the videotapes. Or else we would know, y'all. If there was another woman in the videotapes, you would know about it. The TMZ would be banging down her door for an interview. We know you are in a freak-off tape with Diddy. Tell us everything. How long you been sleeping with Diddy? How much did he pay you? Did you have sex with Cassie too? Where did it take place? Who was there? Who had the camera? The only person, see, they saying sex trafficking, bringing in women because they're trying to relate it to Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein with multiple girls. Do y'all know there's a Abercrombie and Fitch CEO and there's 40 men? He was sleeping, the Abercrombie and Fitch CEO, 40 men. You don't have 40 women with Diddy. Remember Bill Cosby with 80 women and all of the women were testifying, all of the women were doing interviews. Bill Cosby did this. There were 80 women and all of them, there was one ABC interview where they had 20 women up there, all Bill Cosby accusers. Have you ever seen anything like that for Sean Diddy Combs? The way they talk about the freak offs, the way this says that he trafficked women, brought them across. Where? What women? Besides Cassie, was he fucking like this? They don't have nobody else besides Cassie. And Cassie, statute of limitations has expired. This case, if you really, I understand if you hate Sean Diddy Combs, but bro, it's such a leap, a legal leap. It's such a legal leap. Let's read it again. Let's read it again. And all I want to know is, because we saw Bill Cosby, we saw Deshaun Watson, we saw Bill Cosby, we saw Deshaun Watson, we saw them parade out the 20 women, but where are those women when it refers to Sean Diddy Combs? Where are the 20 women? Okay, how many lawsuits? How many lawsuits? Look at this. So where are the women to go with these lawsuits? Where are the rap mogul has repeatedly denied wrongdoing, including allegations of center growing number sexual assault lawsuits. Sean Diddy Combs has faced more than 70 SA, 70. So if we know about Bill Cosby and Deshaun Watson, where are those 70 women? Where are the 70 at? All we got is Cassie. And after Cassie, they're going to bring up those men that Cassie slept with. Diddy didn't sleep with them. Cassie slept with them consensually. You won't find a video of Diddy on tape with these men, or else it would have came out. Wouldn't that be front page news? Diddy having homosexual sex on tape? Remember what they did to Meek Mill with the fake audio? If they had a tape, Diddy would have took the plea. Diddy would have took the plea. Hello, is this microphone on? I am saying if they had a tape of Sean Diddy Combs having homosexual sex with another man, Sean would have took the plea. His daughters just walked out the goddamn courtroom. His sons are in there. If there was a tape, of Sean Diddy Combs having sex, homosexual sex with another man, he would have took the plea, bro. It wouldn't have got this far. They don't have evidence like that. TMZ would be the biggest media outlet. This would be like an OJ trial. They don't have evidence like that. They don't have evidence of Diddy doing anything criminal or salacious. I haven't even heard of Diddy on the tapes. The one tape, think about this. They had to fight to get the Cassie video from the hotel in the case. If you had Diddy on tape having sex at a freak off, why would you need the Cassie video? No one is asking the right questions. They needed the Cassie video because they don't have Diddy on tape. Cassie said the guy would finish on me. We would go into another room, me and Sean privately with no camera, and I would rub it on Sean. That lets me know that he was smart enough not to be videotaped doing this shit. All we have is Cassie's word. I don't know if that happened because that's not on the video, right, Cassie? Right, Cassie? That's not on the video, right? Right, prosecution? All you have on the video is Cassie having sex with someone that Cassie had a relationship with outside of me. Because Cassie testifies that the guy she was having sex with while Diddy was watching, they did it for years. That's an ongoing relationship, and that they would talk privately outside of these sexual encounters. And one of the conversations that they had is that he was trying to help her break up with Diddy. It sounds like a boyfriend to me. It sounds like a boyfriend to me. Do you understand how prosecutors twist the truth to make people not understand the reality? And when I present it to you, you might not like it. You might not like Diddy. But the truth is that Cassie knew the young man she was sleeping with. Cassie talked to this young man outside of their sexual relationship. That's not a sex worker. That's just not a sex worker. The prosecution needs you to believe he's a sex worker. But if he's a sex worker, listen, I'm gonna drop a bomb. If he's a sex worker, who does he work for? Boom! If he's a sex worker, who does he work for? Because Sean has 6 girlfriends. He parties all the time. You bring this man with you when you come to party with me. I don't call him. I don't know him. You talk to him on the phone. You text him. He's trying to get you to break up with me. I don't know him. You bring him to the party. If he's a sex worker, he's not my sex worker. He don't work for me. I already got Young Miami. I got Lori Harvey. I got the Asian. I don't need to employ him. I can have sex with whoever I want. I'm Sean Diddy Combs. I'm a billionaire. He's your friend. You fuck him in front of me. If he's a sex worker, who does he work for? Back to Ghislaine Maxwell. Back to Ghislaine Maxwell. Back to Cassie being a co-conspirator. Back to Cassie coordinating the freak-offs, buying the baby oil. Do you understand? Cassie, in order to be in good standings with Diddy, had to maintain the relationship with this guy. Cassie said they did it with the same guy for years. I'm a man. I know women. Anybody know women? What do you know about women that makes this sound kind of funny? At any time, Cassie could have been turned off with that guy. At any time, Cassie could have been like, I need a new guy. Or this guy touched me this way, or this guy did this, or this guy did that. At any time. So what you need to understand, if you understand women, is that Cassie cultivated this relationship with this guy in order to stay in good graces with Diddy. She is the mastermind. She is the mastermind. A lot of people don't keep friendships for that long. A lot of women don't have sex with men who they love that long. Cassie kept a consensual, cordial relationship with this man. Why? For years. Because it pleased Sean and she benefited. Cassie is the co-conspirator. It takes a woman. I need a woman up here with me. It takes a woman to explain this aspect of my argument. Do you understand what I'm saying? Only a woman hears this story and certain things goes off in her head. Wait a minute. Cassie was having sex with this guy in front of her boyfriend for how many times? Every weekend for years. A woman goes right to, see, a woman who has a woman goes right to something else is going on, because no woman is going to have sex without a condom where there's ejaculation with a guy every weekend that she doesn't have emotions about, because women are made up differently than men. And what I am saying to you is Cassie had to maintain being attractive because Diddy wanted to see a certain type of sex. Cassie had to maintain being attractive to this guy, having a friendship with this guy for years. Do you know how much effort that takes on behalf of a woman? Women get bored. There had to be a benefit for Cassie in staying cool with this guy, because we can have sex with another guy. Who watches OnlyFans? The trend on OnlyFans is the girls pick one guy to have a quasi relationship with and film all their content. The new girls, because they're not porn stars, they don't want to have sex with a different guy on tape. And this is what one of the girls got sick, because they all are trying to find one guy that the audience likes that they can have sex with over and over again, because women need to feel comfortable, and not only feel comfortable, but they have to like the guy to create the kind of content that will make money and sell. So I need a guy that I'm attractive to. I need a guy that I kind of like, right? And I want the same guy because I don't want to be disgusting. That is the trifecta with OnlyFans in 2025. This is what existed with Cassie and this guy. This is what you got to understand. If those of you who watch OnlyFans, and that's everybody, I don't care if you're being turned off by this and asking me why do I know how OnlyFans work. Everybody knows how OnlyFans work, including the women watching me right now. The new trend in that type of content is women pick a fake boyfriend. Your favorite person with the favorite social media girl that you love, she's on OnlyFans having sex, but not with different guys. Because she doesn't know how to do that. She's not mentally broken. I want to film myself having sex. I want to do this, but I can't do it with multiple guys. I got to find a guy that I have chemistry with, because it will translate on screen. If Sean is watching Cassie, they got to have chemistry. Sean, he's trying to get off. This is how I get off. Joe Budden talks about this. This is what Joe Budden does. Joe Budden is what they call a voyeur. This is what's called a voyeur. It's not illegal. It's not illegal to be a voyeur. So Sean is and think about the perversion. They want to put the voyeur in prison for life. We got guys out here being PDFs, messing with little kids. We got a guy out here dating a 19-year-old. And they want to put the voyeur in prison. The voyeur for life. When you could be going after these PDFs. There's a video I just saw with all these red dots on the screen. I told you about the red dots on the Drake cover. Remember Drake and Kendrick, and he put the red dots on Drake's house? I said, why is this funny? It's not funny. I said, why are people upset about these red dots? Everybody has seen the website with the red dots. Why are we okay with the website with the red dots? Why are we in the street protesting? In my neighborhood, I'm living in an upscale neighborhood. If I go on the computer, I'm going to see a bunch of red dots. You know what I said to my wife, who's not black? I said, do you know why people are okay with the red dots? Because they know the red dots are not black. That may be complicated to some people. I'm going to say it 2 more times. Do you know why Americans are okay with the red dots? Because they know the red dots are not black. 1 more time. What do you mean? Red dots, black dots, purple dots, green dots, moons, queens, and staves, quasars. This guy is crazy. He's talking about different colored dots. Black dots, white dots, red dots. I said, why are Americans okay with the red dot? Kendrick Lamar put red dots on Drake's house, saying that there were multiple PDFs living in that house. I put forth an argument that all of us, the reason why that cover was so viral and so relevant and so hurtful to Drake, because we all knew what those red dots meant. There were no words on there. No one had to explain what Kendrick was doing. We all know what those red dots means. That's sick. America, we're fucking sick. We all know what those red dots mean. That's why Drake was so upset. What the fuck are you doing putting them red dots on my house? We all know what those red dots mean. So why are we more outraged about those fucking red dots? Because they're not black men. The red dots are not black men. And we know it. So we cool. Ain't that sick? Ain't that fucking sick and perverted? That's why it hit so hard. Because Kendrick Lamar is a black man. You don't have them red dots in black neighborhoods. But in a rich neighborhood where Drake lived, it was plausible and believable that it was a lot of red dots in that neighborhood, because most of the red dots are white men, white affluent men who are married. Those are your PDFs. Those are the people sharing child PDF. White men. The country is not outraged. Why does a website like that fucking exist? They have to register. Sex offenders have to register. So when they register, That's the red dot. And we don't get mad. We don't get scared. Right now, everybody watching can go to the website, look up their neighborhood, and you could probably throw up. You're going to probably throw up when you see how many red dots. And you're going to say, baby, we paid $500,000 for this house. How did Perfect know that? We live in a gated community. I'm on the board. I'm going to bring this up at the next meeting. I can't cut my grass. I can't paint my fence a different color. But all these red dots in this fucking neighborhood, you would think in your gated community, you would think with your HOA that there would be no red dots. You would think with your $500,000, $1 million house, $750,000 house, gated community, HOA, you pay Melrose, property tax, you would think there's no red dots, but you got more red dots than in the lower income neighborhoods. You go look at the website right now, and you then ask yourself, why am I okay with this shit? But I want to put Sean Diddy Combs in jail for the rest of his life for being a voyeur. For being a voyeur when I got all these PDFs next door. I got PDFs next door, but everybody wants you to hate Sean Diddy Combs. They want you to hate Sean Diddy Combs when you can go on the website right now in your neighborhood, all these red dots, all these PDFs, and Sean is a voyeur. Sean is a voyeur. He did not participate. He likes to watch. Joe Budden likes to watch. Cassie testified that when he was done, her friend that she brought, that she had sex with every weekend for a year. I don't know how that's a sex worker. That's not a sex worker. That's a boyfriend. You're in a relationship with that man. Diddy is not in a relationship with that guy. You're in a relationship. Why? And this is so weird. 2025 is so weird. How can a woman sleep with a guy every weekend and not everybody start to extrapolate what's really going on here? You're having conversations with him outside of this. You want us to believe, oh, it's a long stretch, Cassie. That was your nigga, Cassie. Any real bitches? You know, Natalie Nunn, she from Sac. You got Natalie Nunn, you got the baddies. Where the real bitches at? Any real bitches in here? Any real bitches that play niggas? I need a real bitch to come in the chat. I need a real bitch to come in the chat and chop this up. What are real bitches? Or what about the women who are saved and sanctified who used to be a real stomped down bitch? Well, if you in my chat and you were saved, sanctified, used to be a sinner, where are the women who used to be a stomped down dog ass bitch out there in them streets and hearing Cassie say this foul ass shit? I need to hear from one of them real stomped down bitches. Or if you're saved and sanctified and you used to be outside, tell me what you hear when a bitch say she fucking a nigga every weekend in front of another nigga. And it went on for over a year. I want to know from a real stomped down bitch, over a year. You fucked a nigga how many times did you fuck him? Where did you, and you and the nigga would talk, okay, how did this work every weekend? Is the nigga you fucking him in front of calling you and calling the nigga? Who booking the hotel? How is this working every weekend? Or are you making sure that you stay friends with this nigga so you can stay in good with Sean Diddy Combs? And every weekend you can hit up Sean like, hey, we back at the La Quinta. Hey, we back at the Doubletree. Me and the homie over here at the Doubletree come through. We gonna be fucking and you can watch. Every weekend, over a year, where the real stomp down dog bitches at, man? Every weekend over a year? Come on now. Okay, let's go to the last charge, and then we're gonna go to some video. So we got racketeering. We got sex trafficking, and we got transportation to engage in prostitution. All of this shit Cassie did, and the white boy did. Diddy didn't do none of this shit. They're trying to say that Diddy coerced and made him, but Diddy didn't do none of this shit. Other people did this shit. Okay? Transportation. and to engage in Combs is also charged with transporting individuals across state lines for the purpose of engaging in prostitution. Now, this is the thing that I'll share with you. Mark Geragos' daughter is running the case, right? This is where I learned that Diddy argument is, and it makes sense to me. If Cassie was fucking this nigga for over a year, Diddy said, I never paid him for sex. Think about it. Why would I need to pay him for sex? Diddy said, I didn't pay him for sex. That's Cassie's boyfriend. I gave him money for his time, but I never paid that guy. And the thing about this, I never had sex with him. How can I pay a guy to have sex when I didn't have? If I'm paying someone to have sex, that means I'm having sex with them. You're saying that I paid him to have sex with my girlfriend? You're going to have to prove that. So with Donald Trump, why did Donald Trump get in trouble? Because Stormy Daniels said Donald Trump pissed on her and paid her $100,000. Donald Trump said, no, you're going to have to prove that. So they found Donald Trump's lawyer had paid Stormy Daniels money. There's a money trail. So if Diddy paid somebody, where's the money trail? Who wrote the check? Where is the check? Who gave who money? Because that's why Donald Trump ended up in court. That's why Donald Trump's lawyer went to jail, because Donald Trump didn't pay Stormy Daniels. What the lawyer testified is that Donald Trump told the lawyer to pay. But Donald Trump never said, I told nobody to pay shit. Diddy is just like Trump. Diddy has some consensual sex you might not like. Trump has some consensual sex you might not like with someone you may call a sex worker. But do porn stars and sex workers have sex outside of sex worker capacity? Yes. So how do we know that Stormy Daniels, on the night that she got to fuck Donald Trump, was in the capacity of a sex worker? How do we know she just wasn't a hot white bitch who wanted to fuck Trump? No one ever thought about that. They listened to the whole media. Oh, Stormy Daniels is a porn star. Yeah. So what? Tiger fucked the porn star. Lil Wayne fucked the porn star. People fuck porn stars all the time. If I fuck a porn star, did I pay her? Is she a prostitute simply because I fucked her? That's her job. She liked me. I like her. So what? She's a porn star. No one ever qualified that. You just believe. You ate it all up. You ate Donald Trump is Donald Trump. Donald Trump fucked the porn star. Donald Trump. Okay, let me blow everybody's mind. Let me blow your mind. Pause. I'm going to blow everybody's mind. Think about what I'm about to say. Donald Trump fucked the porn star. Somebody should put it in chat. You should know what I'm about to say. Stormy Daniels was not a sex worker or a prostitute on the night she had sex with Donald Trump. Well, how can you qualify that, Perfect? My argument is Donald Trump fucked the porn star. And I'm going to prove it right now. And this is why this is the best podcast and no one else is this intelligent dropping science like this. You've never heard these arguments before. I am saying to you, Donald Trump did not pay or prostitute himself out ever. I'm saying to you, Donald Trump fucked and pissed on the porn star like a pimp. Now, I'm going to qualify and prove that. How can I qualify that and prove that? Well, Donald Trump also did what, you guys? Donald Trump married a porn star. Woo! Who's the best? Who's the best? Show enough. Who's the baddest? Show enough. Who's the low down mofo around this town? Show enough. I'm the best podcaster to ever do this shit. I'm the best podcaster to ever do this shit. No one ever said Donald Trump likes to fuck porn stars. He didn't prostitute himself ever. The Democrats were lying. It was a narrative. It was propaganda. Donald Trump likes to fuck porn stars. He don't never have to pay no bitch. I'm Donald Trump just like Diddy. I don't have to pay no bitch. I don't have to rape no bitch. I like fucking porn stars. Diddy likes being a voyeur. How do I know? How do you know I like fucking porn stars? I married one. Woo! Who's the best podcaster in the fucking world? I'm the best podcaster in the fucking world. Say it right now. Who's the best podcaster in the fucking world? I'm the best podcaster in the fucking world. Donald Trump did not pay Stormy Daniels $1. Donald Trump likes fucking porn stars. He likes fucking porn stars so much, he married one. And they lied to you and said, oh, Donald Trump paid the bitch. Why would Donald Trump need to pay a bitch? She know what he like. She might have thought she might have been the next Mrs. Trump. That bitch was fucking Donald Trump and sucking Donald Trump and let him piss on her because she was hoping to be his bitch. Because Donald Trump married a bitch who was in Playboy. Donald Trump ain't above marrying a bitch like Stormy Daniels. The bitch was down to play. Y'all forgot Melania was a Playboy porn star? Donald Trump likes fucking porn stars. He did not pay Stormy Daniels. He did not prostitute himself out. The bitch lied. Surprise, surprise, surprise. And no one ever gave you the wherewithal that Donald Trump is a player and a playboy and he likes fucking porn stars. And he has a history of fucking professional porn women. And he doesn't pay them. He's a billionaire playboy. That never was explained to you. Everybody just ate up the bullshit. Everybody ate it up. Donald Trump paid the bitch. When do billionaires pay for pussy? When do billionaires pay for pussy? Donald Trump paid the bitch. Donald Trump pissed. Donald Trump didn't pay no bitch. Donald Trump, like Diddy, likes to have a certain type of sex. And if we do our research, we'll find a lot of professional sex. Bitches like Melania in his history. That's why he married Melania. That's the type of bitch he like. He don't got to pay them. So when you unpack the truth of these things and you look at the media narrative, then you look at the Sean Diddy Combs case again, and you listen to what the bitch said. Cassie said she has sex with a guy for over a year every weekend. Do you know there are married couples? Me and my wife talk about it. This is the perversion in how low the IQ of the American public has gotten. Do you know that there are married couples who don't have that much sex? Do you know there are married couples who don't have sex every weekend? But they are presenting in this outlandish argument that Cassie has sex with a man every weekend over years. You not giving me, you know how much of a paper trail? In the federal case, I don't even want to hear testimony from Cassie. I want to see the paper trail. Because if this is a RICO, you should present to me paper trail. I want to see dollars and cents. You have just testified to the fact that you had sex with this man every weekend over a year. There's 52 weeks in a year. I should see 52 consecutive payments of money. If they had that, Diddy would have took the deal. Is this microphone on? If they had Diddy on tape having gay sex, Diddy would have took the deal. If they had 52 consensual payments to this so-called sex worker, Diddy would have took the deal. If they had that, you would know about it, and Diddy would have took the deal. They don't have any real evidence to what they're arguing. If he got paid, if he was a sex worker and he had sex every weekend, that's 52 weeks. Show me 25 payments. Show me 25 payments. You don't got to show me 52. Show me 25 transactions. Or else, how can I corroborate what you're testifying to? You're telling me he's a sex worker. The sex was paid for. The sex was forced and coerced. Where are the payments? Where? Because this is not the principal's office. This is a federal court, and this is a RICO. So I need those receipts. It's not up for conjecture. Where is the receipts to back up what you're saying? Because that's not enough. Donald Trump went down because they had the check to Stormy Daniels written by Michael Cohen. That was it. That was it. You couldn't get away from that. Someone paid the bitch. Despite what I'm arguing today, someone paid the bitch. And they couldn't get away from the fact that the bitch got paid. So they were able to spin that narrative. Where is that? Where is that in this case? Okay. Let's go to some video. Let's get some video evidence. Let's go to some video. I got some good video. Let's go to some video. I know we go to recap. I got video. It's kind of boring, but I got video of the motherfucking testimony. I got video of the motherfucking testimony. We're gonna start here, and then we're gonna bounce around.
Would allegedly watch her having sex with other men. She said that it happened frequently, even weekly at times during their 10-year relationship. She said that
weekly during a 10-year relationship. Y'all hear what I'm talking about?
They happened in places like New York, Miami, LA, Las Vegas, Turks and Caicos, Atlanta, etc. And she said the last one happened in 2017 or 2018. The prosecution asked Cassie, did she enjoy the freak-offs? She said she enjoyed spending time with Combs. She felt like it was their time to be one-on-one because he was old.
You understand that? Do you understand what's happening? See, they're playing on the fact that our literacy rates are so low and our comprehension is so low. They know the level of intellect of the American public, which is sad. They know the level of intellect of the jury. So they frame these things in such a way where low frequency individuals can interpret what they're doing with the English language. Cassie enjoyed the freak-offs. Do you understand what I've said today, this morning? I said that was her boyfriend and she was in a relationship and she had to be attracted to him to have sex with him to where someone else would enjoy it for that long extended period of time. So when the DA asked her, did you enjoy the freak-offs? She can't lie. So they've already prepped her because yes, you enjoyed the freak-offs because not only did you enjoy them, we have you on tape. We have you on tape. We know you enjoyed the freak-offs. So she can't lie and say she didn't enjoy the freak-offs. So what does she say? In order to get, this is the same thing when the girl said, when they said she was trapped in the closet with R. Kelly, and it got down to the nitty gritty, and she said, well, I wasn't physically in the closet. I was mentally in the closet. Bitch, what? Yeah, he didn't keep me physically in the closet. He mentally kept me in the closet. Bitch, what? And Cassie cannot say she didn't enjoy the freak-offs because that would be lying. So instead, she says she enjoyed spending time with Diddy, which is the same thing as saying, yes, I enjoyed the freak-offs because I know you're going to see me on the videotape orgasm. Y'all just listen. Yes, you enjoyed the freak-offs, bitch. There was your freak-off.
One happened in 2017 or 2018. The prosecution asked Cassie, did she enjoy the freak-offs? She said she enjoyed spending time with Combs. She felt like it was their time to be one-on-one because he was always surrounded by people.
So that goes back to my other argument. That's why I said I want some real women to have this conversation with. That goes back to my other argument. She said to that question, I enjoy spending time with Diddy, i.e., my argument was she maintained a consensual, attractive sexual relationship with this man because she wanted Diddy to like her because she benefited from her relationship with Diddy. That's what my argument was the whole time. Cassie is the kingpin. Cassie, think about it. She had sex with the same guy every weekend over a long period of time. She had to stay attracted to that guy. She had to keep having sex with that guy in order to stay and to be able to be in a relationship with Diddy. That was part of it. Young Miami has described the things she had to do. It was part of the whole thing. So Cassie kept it going. Even when Diddy would date other women, Cassie kept a cordial relationship with the third member of their relationship. If you think about it, Cassie and Diddy were never in a relationship by themselves. Cassie, part of the agreement was Cassie always had another man that she was attracted to and friends with that she could have sex with in front of Diddy. They're not telling you the truth, because if you live, it doesn't make sense. It makes sense how I'm telling you it happened. It doesn't make sense the way they're telling you it happened. No woman could do that who's not a professional prostitute. Cassie wanted to stay in good graces with the billionaire. So Cassie had a boyfriend that she could have sex with in front of Diddy, and it would be great sex. How and why was it great sex every weekend? I said to you, there are married couples who can't do this. There are married couples who don't have orgasmic sex every weekend. You want me to believe that money makes it? Money doesn't do that. I'm old enough to know that money cannot make a man and a woman have great sex every weekend. That's not the case. In real life, that's not what you can have sex. Sex can be very mechanical. Sex can be very mechanical. But you cannot have sex in a type of sex that they're talking about where another person can ejaculate unless you're attracted to that man. And that man is attracted to that woman. And then it's qualified by the fact that he cared about Cassie. He cared about her so much that he called her and texted her and tried to get her to leave Sean Diddy Combs. He didn't get that he was getting played. She's not with Diddy, nigga. She just a bitch. Diddy fucking 6 bitches. He not with this bitch. Everything, Gene Deal, everything all them niggas done told you was a lie. He was on the boat with Nicole. He was on the boat. He wasn't with that bitch. You ain't got to tell him. You ain't got to tell Cassie leave. Cassie don't live with him. They don't even go into that. Cassie don't fucking live there, nigga. Cassie don't got to break up with him, nigga. Cassie is around when you around, nigga. Cassie come around and fuck you in front of me. That bitch don't live with me. My kids live with me. When the police came to get Diddy, who was there? His kids. None of them bitches was around. They don't tell you. A billionaire don't live like that. Cassie was a bitch that he fucked. Cassie was the Wednesday bitch. And when I get ready to fuck with Cassie, she bring that nigga. And then they leave. I give them money, but not to have sex. It's part of our relationship. They leave. Them two leave together. They friends. They came together. They left together. That's the freak off. Cassie bringing this nigga that she been fucking before she met me, fucking without me, friends without me, talking to him without me. That's the freak off. That's the coercion. That's the Rico. How is that a fucking Rico? I'm not around when this bitch is with this nigga. I'm not around when she get the nigga and pick him up. I'm not driving Cassie and the nigga. They don't have no evidence. Cassie brings him. Cassie booked the room. Cassie had the baby oil. I just showed up. I put a mask on and I watched her have sex. She was going to have sex anyway.
Allowed them to be together, and she said, quote, I felt very close to Combs. Ventura said that Combs would pick out her outfits for the freak-offs, directed her on how she was to interact with these male escorts, and provided her with drugs like Molly, ecstasy, ketamine, cocaine, mushrooms, even Viagra. That's right. She said that Combs told her to take Viagra because it had the same effect on a woman that it does on a man. She also said that she always used drugs for freak-offs. Ventura noted that she spent a lot of time, she said, trying to perfect her appearance because she said Combs would criticize her. Early in the relationship, she tells a story where she said Combs said, quote, you look too Mexican, and would, quote, clown my chipped nail polish and dirty sneakers. Throughout Ventura's testimony, she said that she felt confused, worthless, and like an object because of those freak-offs. Combs' family was in the courtroom, 6 of his children, his mother, as well as the mothers of some of those children. The defense has yet to question Ventura, who will take the stand for day 2 tomorrow. Here's a summary of Cassie Ventura's testimony today, her first time taking the stand. She described freak-offs in which Combs would allegedly watch her having sex with other men. She said that it happened frequently, even weekly at times during their 10-year relationship. She said that they happened in places like New York, Miami, LA, Las Vegas, Turks and Caicos, Atlanta, etc. And she said the last one happened in 2017 or 2018. The prosecution asked Cassie, did she enjoy the freak-offs? She said she enjoyed spending time with Combs. She felt like it was their time to be one-on-one because he was always surrounded by people. It allowed them to be together. And she said, quote, I felt very close to Combs.
What else we got? I got more. We got more. We got more in store. Different viewpoints on the shit. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I think a lot of this shit is biased. Y'all hear my opinion.
Right out of the gate, Ventura described an abusive relationship with Combs and taking part in these so-called freak-offs. What did she say?
She was asked by the attorney, did you have arguments? Ventura, yes, they were violent arguments, usually resulted in physical abuse and dragging different things. He would mash my head, knock me over, drag me, kick me. The attorney, were you ever injured? Ventura, yes. Usually I would get knocks on my forehead, black eyes, red eyes, bruises all over my body. It just depended. And she talked about that at 22. That's when Sean Combs introduced the idea of sex parties, and that she said she went along with it. She said, my stomach churned at first. I didn't have a concept of how that would be. I was confused, nervous, but I also loved him very much and wanted to make him happy.
Wow, that was some explosive testimony today from Cassie Ventura, the star witness for the prosecution in the sex trafficking and RICO case that has been filed against Sean Combs. That testimony started today. We should expect Cassie Ventura to be on the witness stand for at least a couple of days. We know that the defense is going to go after her pretty hard. They're going to make the case, or try to make the case, that she was a willing participant, that she consented to the sexual encounters, the freak-offs that she testified to today and that she will continue to testify to. They're going to try to convince this juror that she had the free will to walk away at any point in time and that she chose to stay, that there was a monetary reason that kept her in this relationship. I think the defense has a very difficult case to make. Now, obviously, there is something called free will. Everyone in theory has the ability to walk away from an abusive relationship. And we know now from years of data, from years of research that
you can't make it up. It's a theory of free will. 10 years the bitch was doing the fucking 10 years. 10 years the bitch was fucking 10 years. 10 years, there's a theory of free will. Oh, shit. 10 years. 10 years. Oh my God, a theory of free will. Do y'all know what happened? Y'all, man, black man and white man, we got to get together. I think the men of America, we got to get together. The men in America, I know a lot of guys like to troll me. American men, all races, all colors, all creeds, we are brothers, and we need to stand together against this female tyranny. All men, whatever race, we're all Americans. Whatever gender, whatever sexuality, we got to stand together against this female hypocrisy, because our sons will be left in a world where there is a theory, listen, a theory of free will.
she had the free will to walk away at any point in time and that she chose to stay, that there was a monetary reason that kept her in this relationship. I think the defense has a very difficult case to make. Now, obviously, there is something called free will. Everyone in theory has the ability to walk away from an abusive relationship, but we know now from years of data, from years of research, that domestic violence victims can't walk away as easily as people would like to believe. We know that after they've suffered psychological and emotional abuse, as well as the kind of physical abuse that she suffered in this case, that walking away is often not an option, that they are fearful, that they are afraid, they fear that they will suffer greater violence. And Cassie Ventura talked about Sean Combs having guns in his house, and she talked about an incident where he was going after one of his nemesis, Suge Knight.
So this is a woman who lived in constant fear. This is a woman who tried to tell Sean Combs that she was humiliated, that she didn't want to participate in freak off. She didn't want him masturbating while she had sex with other men. She didn't want him urinating on her to get off. So this notion that somehow she was free to walk away.
Young Miami liked it. Young Miami got the #1 podcast. Y'all remember Young Miami, why she went viral, got the #1 podcast? Because she said she liked being urinated on. Young Miami liked it. And Cassie came back every weekend for 10 years. Woo! Oh my God. Oh my God. You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up, man. This is like.
I don't think it's going to resonate with yours. What do you think about Cassie Ventura's testimony and this trial? I want to know your comments. Drop them in the comments section below and follow me because I'm going to be following this case closely.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh my God. You can't make this stuff up, man.
How's your father? How's your father feeling today?
That's the coming to court.
Opening statements for Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial kicked off today, and his family showed up to support him. However, it was prosecutors that came out swinging, claiming the disgraced music mogul forced a male escort to perform a lewd act on his ex, Cassie Ventura. Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson told the 12-person jury, which is composed of 8 men and 4 women, that Cassie first agreed to participate in Diddy's now infamous freak-offs to make him happy. But the romps allegedly became violent over time, with the rapper beating his then-girlfriend if she left early or took too long in the bathroom. The rapper also allegedly once threatened to destroy Cassie's career by releasing footage of her having sex with dozens of male escorts, according to Johnson. Diddy's defense team responded by acknowledging that their client has a bad temper and a history of violence, but they argued that he is simply not guilty of sex trafficking, with Tenny Garagos telling the jury, quote, "Domestic violence is not sex trafficking." The jury selection process, which started on May 5th during the first day of trial, was postponed until early Monday after the feds and lawyers were unable to narrow the pool of 12 jurors and 6 alternates. Throughout the selection process,
you know, the more I hear about this, it sounds like a bitter ex. Cassie sounds like a bitter ex, and the more you hear about the breakdown of the details, it sounds more like what happened with Shannon Sharp. It sounds like Cassie, who was 22 years old, like half Diddy's age, got the best. Diddy couldn't have sex. Diddy couldn't have sex with Cassie in the way Cassie needed. Cassie's 22 years old. So Diddy transforms into a voyeur and starts watching the young 20-year-old have sex. And he didn't know he probably liked it so much. I believe Cassie manipulated Diddy with this new brand and style of sex that she brought to the table at a young age. We don't know who she is, where she came from. All we know is that she came out at 16 like Aaliyah, and her parents let her get sold or bought or signed by a grown-ass man, and then he started dating her. Do y'all remember Cassie? Let's break down Cassie. Cassie was a child star from MySpace. Do y'all remember the song Just Me and You? It was a MySpace hit. Cassie was a MySpace star. There are people, I mean, my audience is all 30 years and 40 years old. So my audience knows who MySpace is. My audience remembers the Me and You song from MySpace. My audience knows where Cassie comes from. There are young people, 35 and younger, who don't know anything about MySpace. If you bring up MySpace, they'll laugh at you, call you an old head. They're not familiar with MySpace. But Cassie was a viral back with Soulja Boy. Cassie was a viral MySpace star at the age of 16. She went viral before viral was a term. The song sold millions of records, And the next thing you know, you saw her with Sean P. Diddy Combs. And Sean P. Diddy Combs was going to make Cassie the teenage phenom. Now, think about what they did with Surviving Diddy. They leave out Cassie when they talk about Justin Bieber. They talk about Usher. Justin Bieber came to Diddy as a child. Usher came to Diddy as a child. They talk about these maturations, but what they left out was the fact. Now, why would they leave out Cassie? Because then you gotta go back to like Aaliyah. The same thing with Aaliyah, what they leave out, because if they tell you everything about Aaliyah, you don't look at R. Kelly like a demon. If you find out the truth about who that girl was related to, like the singer who left the girl at the studio, she don't tell the fact that she procured girls for R. Kelly. They don't say that Aaliyah mama was sleeping with R. Kelly and Aaliyah mama had a contract with R. Kelly and Aaliyah mama was the one who was the kingpin and R. Kelly got caught up. You understand what I'm saying? They don't never talk about where and how Aaliyah ended up with R. Kelly, the people who sold her. So where did Cassie come from? We don't know who Cassie parents is. We don't know who Cassie handlers are. To the people my age from the MySpace era, all you can remember is, damn it, Perfect, you are the best podcaster to fucking do it. That's everybody my age that's watching me can say, damn it, Perfect, you are the best podcaster to do it because you are motherfucking right. I forgot that little bitch was 16. That little bitch was 16. That little bitch was 16 and she was a MySpace star. They are trying to make us think that Puffy did something to some innocent motherfucker. Who is this bitch? This bitch was a 16-year-old. Who is the bitch? Because what we saw is the bitch went from being a fucking 16-year-old MySpace star to fucking with a grown-ass nigga and nobody said shit. She just turned 19 overnight. She turned 19 overnight. She put out one album. She put out a couple songs. Next thing you know, her music career didn't do well. Next thing you know, Diddy like, fuck it, I'm fucking a bitch. Diddy like, this my future wife. But she was just 16. She was just 16. She turned 19 overnight. She put out one little song, and next thing you know, they were dating. Where did Cassie come from? Who is Cassie and where did she come from? When I hear this, it sounds like Diddy got manipulated in the same way Shannon Sharp got manipulated by a younger woman. It sounds like Diddy couldn't keep up with Cassie. It sounds like Diddy never could keep up with Cassie, and Cassie was playing him by bringing in other men because he could not have the type of sex because he's 45, 50 years old. She's 22. Of course, you're not going to keep up with a 22-year-old. That's what happened with Shannon Sharp. She going to have you doing all type of weird shit. Oh, choke me, do this, do that. Why? Because you're not 22 and you can't have sex with her 4 or 5 times. When I was 22 years old, my record was having 7 times in a day with one. 7 times. Me and the girl, we would try to go 6 times what I would do normally, but 4 or 5 times easy. 2 times real quick. Then another 2 times. Then we might take a break, go eat. Then another, that's 6 times right there. My record was 7 times. But at 20 years old, if I'm 50 years old, 1 time a day. That's all you're getting. 1 time a day. So if Diddy... So she's 22 years old. You can't have sex with her 6 times a day. But the 22-year-old, if she dates a 22-year-old, he can have sex with her 4 or 5 times a day. So Shannon Sharp, 56. I know Shannon Sharp looks buff. That does not speak to testosterone levels, blood flow, and your ability to ejaculate. You don't even have that much semen. 56 years old, you can't ejaculate. Boy, if you're at 56 years old, if you ejaculate more than 2-3 times, you have a heart attack. You can't have sex that many times. Man, if you that old man in one day, you know what I'm saying? Oh man. Round two, round three. So I believe Diddy got manipulated. Straight up. Straight up.
How's your father feeling today? Opening statements for Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial kicked off today, and his family showed up to support him. However, it was prosecutors that came out swinging, claiming the disgraced music mogul forced a male escort to perform a lewd act on his ex, Cassie Ventura. Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson told the 12-person jury, which is composed of 8 men and 4 women, that Cassie first agreed to participate in Diddy's now infamous freak-offs to make him happy. But the romps allegedly became violent over time, with the rapper beating his then-girlfriend if she left early or took too long in the bathroom. The rapper also allegedly once threatened to destroy Cassie's career by releasing footage of her having sex with dozens of male escorts, according to Johnson.
Now that's what makes me think that they were in a back and forth. And we don't know how long that back and forth lasted. So Cassie was trying to extort and manipulate Sean for a long time. And that's why Sean had the videotapes. Sean had videotapes on Cassie, right? Sean had videotapes on Cassie. And he threatened her. Okay, if you do this to me, I'm going to do this to you. So I believe this is why when we first heard about Cassie's lawsuit and she sued for $30 million, Diddy was like, fuck you. Because I believe they have been going back and forth for years. And that Cassie, this is why I say Cassie was the queen pin, because Cassie cultivated these relationships in order to get Diddy in a position where she could sue him for $30 million. This was all a play. This was all a play. So they were having a bad, toxic relationship. I'm going to get you, you going to get me, right? And Cassie kept coming back because she didn't win yet. She had this trainer guy in the wings. Now think about this. She was sleeping with her trainer because she got pregnant by the trainer. She was with Diddy. She was with the trainer. But the person that they don't bring up is she was also with the guy that they were having the threesomes with. So there was 2 guys that's going to testify to the threesomes. So you got to understand who Cassie was and what mind Cassie had. She was a mastermind. She was a mastermind. She was sleeping with the trainer who she later married and had children with. This is the guy who wants to leave the courtroom. Do you know why he wants to leave the courtroom? Why does the husband want to leave the courtroom? He wants to leave the courtroom because he's hearing what I'm telling you right now. He hates Diddy. A lot of people hate Diddy. But what he's hearing in the courtroom that Cassie probably didn't want him to know is that Cassie was fucking everybody. Cassie was fucking everybody. Cassie was fucking everybody. That's why the husband wants to leave the courtroom. Because Cassie, what he's learning is that, hey, you were fucking me. You were fucking Sean. You were fucking that nigga with Sean. Who else were you fucking? Ain't that how men think? Where my women in the chat? Where my women in the chat? Ain't that how men think we insecure? Oh man, all we care about is the pussy. Who is getting the pussy? It's supposed to be my pussy. Hey, men are like little boys. Men ain't shit. That's all we care about. Who getting the pussy? It's supposed to be my pussy. Men ain't shit. Men are children, right? So why does the husband want to leave the courtroom? Because he's finding out at the time think about guys. Guys, we always think we got the big dick energy. He thought he was cool because he thought he took the bitch from Diddy. He didn't think about how many people his wife he didn't know how many men his wife was sleeping with at the same time. As all of us out here in the world point the finger at Diddy, you dirty rat, you dirty rat. Diddy is the bad guy. Think about how this narrative has played out. The husband wants to leave the courtroom, not because he's hearing about Diddy. hitting her, doing something to her. Cassie is testifying to the freak-offs, which Diddy was a voyeur. Diddy was a voyeur. But listen, y'all, listen. This is like Maury Povich on steroids. Okay, to establish the narrative, tell me the freak off and when did it happen and where did it happen? Because we need to get Diddy in the RICO. So we need to make sure that the freak offs happen across state lines so that they happen in New York and LA. Yeah, New York, LA on the boat. Yeah, on the boat. On you can find me on railway. You can fuck me on an aeroplane. You can fuck me on a caravan. Just get here if you can. You can fuck me on railway. You can fuck me on aeroplane. You can fuck me in a big balloon. But you better do it soon. Cassie, you motherfucker. Woo! So the husband is listening to his wife's testimony of where the freak-offs happened, but also when they happened. The last one happened in 2018. So what he is thinking to himself when he's hearing about these freak-offs is, I was fucking the bitch in 2018. Hey. What you got to say? Oh, shit. Can you believe it, man? Can you believe it, man? What he has said to himself is, I was fucking the bitch in 2018. If the bitch is having freak-offs at the same time she was fucking me, how many men, how many bottles of baby oil on the wall? How many men was Cassie fucked before she balled? How many bottles of baby oil on the wall? How many dicks did Cassie suck before she balled? How many bottles of baby oil on the wall? How many men did Cassie fuck before she balled? The husband is hitting him right now. Oh shit. I thought she was only fucking me and Diddy. She didn't really fuck Diddy, but she kind of fucked Diddy. She was fucking me at the same time she was fucking that sex worker, so-called sex worker, but I know that you know that I know that she was having a relationship with that guy. She kept him as a friend so that she could fuck him in front of Sean. So, shit, I didn't realize that my wife and the mother of my children was having sex with 4, 5, 6 different men at the same time. How can that be coercion? If Cassie is having sex with the trainer, think about what I'm saying. If Cassie is having sex with the trainer who she later married, she cultivated a relationship with a guy to have sex with in front of Diddy, then having sex with Diddy, then the other guy, the white dude, Aldi. How is it coercion if Cassie is having sex with more than 5 men at the same time? Who was coercing who? That's my argument when I say Diddy was getting played. And that's why Diddy said, bitch, if you say something, I'm going to show everybody the video of you. I'm going to show everybody the video I have of you. Not me. I'm not there. You. And how much you enjoy this sex shit and you having sex with these men. That was the threat. That's why Diddy wouldn't pay Cassie at first, because Diddy knew Cassie was the kingpin. Cassie was the coordinator. Diddy was the voyeur. Diddy didn't do anything wrong.
Diddy's defense team responded by acknowledging that their client has a bad temper and a history of violence, but they argue that he is simply not guilty of sex trafficking, with Tenny Garagos telling the jury, quote, domestic violence is not sex trafficking. The jury selection process, which started on May 5th during the first day of trial, was postponed until early Monday after the feds and lawyers were unable to narrow the 12 jurors and 6 alternates. Throughout the selection process, a series of questions were asked to potential jurors, including whether they were familiar with a list of celebrities who could be mentioned during the trial. Among the names brought up, Kanye West, who leaked a prison call he made with Diddy, rapper Kid Cudi, whose car Diddy is rumored to have blown up, and Michael B. Jordan, who allegedly had a brief romance with Cassie. According to the defense and prosecutors, Former Destiny's Child member Michelle Williams, singer Dawn Richard, who is suing Diddy for sexual abuse, producer Dallas Austin, rapper Young Miami, who dated the Bad Boy Records founder, and his family members were also on the list of those who may be mentioned. Cassie, who dated Diddy from 2007 to 2018, is confirmed to take the stand. She sued him in 2023 for allegedly raping and abusing her throughout their decade-long relationship. The very pregnant Long Way to Go.
Yeah, no, we not gonna watch that, man. We not gonna watch that, man. You're not gonna get daddy, man. We not gonna watch that, man. Not on this channel, man. We not gonna watch that. You're not gonna get daddy, man. We not gonna watch that. Not on this channel. But I got some other stuff for us. Don't even trip. I got some other stuff for us though. But we not watching that, we not watching that. But hey, I got the testimony. I got the testimony, man. I got the testimony. Yes, I do. Now it's a voiceover. Y'all want to let's see how this voiceover go. Let's see if we can get into the voiceover. Let's see if we can get into the voiceover, okay?
On X.com. All parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Listen at your own discretion. What you're about to hear is the full testimony given by Cassie Ventura today.
The government calls Cassandra Ventura. How old are you?
38.
What is your work?
Musician and entertainer.
How long were you with Sean?
10 years.
Did you get in arguments?
Yes, it would result in dragging.
What else did he do?
Me in the head if I was down.
How frequently was he?
Too frequently. I would.
Been using a professional lawn service, but it just hasn't been worth it. So that's why I switched to something what you need based on your address. They send it to you right when you need it.
I would get black eyes and.
Let me show you a video. Where is this?
The Intercontinental in Los Angeles. It was after a freak off.
What does that entail?
The hiring of setting it up.
How did you feel when he first asked for it?
Confused, nervous. I wanted to make him happy.
Did you agree to one when he first proposed it?
Yes. Then there were more. It wasn't something I wanted to do, at least not that frequently. I didn't know what no could turn into.
What do you mean?
Making him angry.
What were you afraid would happen if you said no?
So she admits, I wanted to do it, but not that frequently because she can't lie under oath. The truth is, yes. You see, they prepped the witness to give this double talk testimony. Did you agree to the freak off? Yes. Did you want to do them? Yes. So the way you sneak in no for the jury is you have to say, I wanted to do them, but no, not that frequently, because she can't lie under oath, so she can say a yes, no statement. Are you guys following the way this shit is going down? If there is crime, you don't have to fucking play with words and terminology and yes, no statements.
Oh.
That he had materials.
What did you give the government?
Laptops.
I've handed up GXB. Do you recognize it?
Yes, I've reviewed this drive. It has communication and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs.
Did you review photos on it?
Yes.
What's this photo?
Me in 2004 with Carrie Morgan.
When did you sign with Bad Boy Records?
2006. It was a 10-album deal.
Did you?
Okay, hold on. Just me and you. Oh, just me and you. Oh, just me and you. Oh, how old was Cassie? Let's find out. How old was Cassie? And yeah, that's what I want to know. About 21 years old when she signed. That's what they want to say. About 21. She was born August 26, 1986. Little baby. That's all I want to know. I want to know how old she was. Because remember, she was 16 on MySpace. I told you she turned 19 overnight. Who remembers Cassie going from 16 to 21? I don't remember her going from 16 to 21. When they talk about the Mandela effect, man, come on, man. I don't remember Cassie going from 16 to 21. That's hella convenient. They did the same thing with Aaliyah. Aaliyah was all of a sudden legal age, And then we find out later Aaliyah real age. But remember at the time, Aaliyah, oh no, Aaliyah was this age. No, she wasn't. And Cassie was what? I thought when we saw Cassie, she was underage on MySpace. Not underage, but she was a teenager on MySpace. Then the next time we saw her, she was married and dating a grown man. And they told us that she was legal age, but we didn't see her grow into that age. We all accepted it. It was the same thing with Kimora Lee Simmons. Kimora Lee Simmons was a teenager with Russell Simmons. All of a sudden, Kimora Lee Simmons was an adult when we just know she was a teenager. But all of a sudden, she's a Beyonce. How did I leave out Beyonce? Beyonce was a teenager. Beyonce was all of a sudden, she's an adult when she's with Jay-Z. But Destiny Child was all, not just 17-year-old girl. Destiny Child was 4 15-year-old girls. Destiny Child was 4 15-year-old girls. When you hear about Destiny Child, they were 4 15-year-old girls. They were young, and Jay-Z knew her when she was in Destiny Child. Jay-Z knew the father when she was in Destiny Child as a 15-year-old. All of a sudden, Beyonce became an adult. Just boom, bam, pow, Beyonce is an adult. Is she an adult? All these, and then the lines get blurred because they're celebrities. You don't know their birthday. They can make up their birthday. Everything gets blurred. It happened with Rihanna. It happened with Aaliyah. It happened with Beyonce. It happened with Cassie. When we first see them, they present as teenage children. Next thing you know, they're adults associated with adult men, not just 21-year-old men, but experienced executives and titans like a P. Diddy, Russell Simmons, or Jay-Z. Not just regular men, but CEO titans. The individual who our mind associate with being a child, the next time our mind associates them, we have to associate them with the 40-year-old multimillionaire. Kimora Lee Simmons was still 19. Kimora Lee Simmons was still 19. Russell was damn near 50. I don't know, man. I'm just bringing up. I'm just questioning who is Cassie? Where did she come from? Who was her handlers? Just like Aaliyah, we come to find out Aaliyah was handled by her mother. They demonized R. Kelly, but R. Kelly was manipulated. R. Kelly couldn't read. We didn't understand that R. Kelly was having sex with Aaliyah's mother, and Aaliyah's mother created a contract where Aaliyah's mother made a lot of money because R. Kelly wasn't savvy. So Aaliyah's mother had sex with R. Kelly and then robbed him via contract and then sold her daughter. But we thought R. Kelly was the bad guy. And we never knew Aaliyah's age. No one to this day can really map out how old she was, when and where and what happened. They did that on purpose. The same is true with Beyonce. So now they say 2006 is when she signed to Bad Boy Records. It says here, 2006, 2007, Cassie was about 21 years old. She signed to Diddy in 2006, so she was about 20. What can we argue? Who is that? Who is that? So, wait a minute. Look at that age difference. That's like a 20-year gap. So how can this guy be the bad guy if this is her other guy and her other guy? How can this guy be coercive and all these evil things if this is the other guy and this is the other guy? And that's not this. This is what on Google. I'm not putting this here. Google is associating these three men twice her age with her. That is what's going on, right? I'm not doing this, you guys. I did not do this. I just put how old in 2007. I didn't even put her name. I didn't even put her name, y'all. I didn't even put her name, y'all. I didn't even put her name, y'all. Google is listening to us. I didn't even put her name, y'all. It brought up Diddy, it brought up Ryan Leslie, and it brought up Kid Cudi, all of them near 50 years old. How is Diddy the bad guy when everybody she sleeps with is 20 years her senior? And if she signed to Diddy in 2006, she could be about 19 years old, like I've been saying. They just create this number. Because look, they create this number. 2007, she is about 21 years old. What the fuck does about 21 years old mean? So when we go to our tape, you guys, when we go to our tape, what is it saying? It says on our tape that she was signed in 2006. Does that mean she was about 20 years old? Well, about 20 years old is 19. About 20 years old is 19, right?
You release any after late 2006?
No.
Who's in this photo?
Kim Porter. She was Sean's ex from before me and the mother of his children.
Where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo?
In Las Vegas. Carrie Morgan was there too. We're out on his patio on my 21st birthday. VMAs.
What happened then?
Sean kissed me in the bathroom. I ran back to my hotel. I told Carrie.
When you got back to New York?
I'd visit him at the Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle. His apartment was being renovated.
What were you doing with your mute?
So 2006, she's fucking Sean, and she knows he's in a committed relationship with Kim Porter with children. She's fucking Sean in the bathroom. Listen to how I'm saying it. I don't think Diddy did that to her. I think she fucked him in the bathroom. She wanted to be Kim. Kim was going to say this in the book. Kim said this in so many ways. And Kim Porter's friend said Cassie was competing with Kim. Cassie's goal was to push Kim out and be the next Kim Porter. I believe that's why she brought in this weird sex. And if Kim was alive, she would be able to tell you guys, Diddy never had sex like that with me. What I argued this morning is Diddy never had sex like that with anyone else but Cassie. And the videotapes prove it. He didn't have those type of sex with Young Miami, with J-Lo, with anyone that you associate with him. Cassie was the one who brought it to him and who was the only willing participant. It was Cassie's bag. This is what we don't know. That is why Diddy can threaten Cassie and say, if you try to turn me in, I'm going to show them the videotape of you having sex with multiple men because you are the bad person, not me. I'm a married man. You had sex with me in the bathroom when I was married. You've been trying to get me for 10 years and you just got me for 30 million. Now you letting these people get me. You was after me the whole time. You and your handlers, your mama, whoever, and Diddy was stupid for signing Cassie the bad boy. We said that in 06. Diddy got played from 2006. Cassie ain't never put out a good album. Think about what Cassie is about to do. She got $30 million. She did all this stuff. She never put out a good album. Diddy never made money off of Cassie. To be racketeering, for it to be a RICO, you would think Diddy made money off of Cassie. We should be able to point to, I know Beyonce and successful R&B girls are laughing at this case saying, ha, 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 look at you getting in trouble. That bitch ain't sold you one record. Cassie never went on tour. Cassie can't sell out one. Cassie never went on tour. She never made Diddy money. Think about that. If this is a RICO, Cassie should be able to say, he stole my money. I made all this. Y'all remember this song? What song, Cassie? That's what Beyonce is laughing right now. Beyonce is laughing at the idea of a RICO of a bitch who can't sell a record or a ticket. Think about that. Beyonce is laughing right now. Diddy is on trial for a RICO for a bitch who couldn't sell a goddamn ice to an Eskimo. This bitch ain't never sold no records. I'm out here, the #1 breaking Michael Jackson records. I'm making all this type of money. And Diddy is on Rico for a bitch who ain't sold a goddamn snail to a shoe snow? How is that possible? The bitch is in the red. The bitch is in the red. How is it a Rico if Diddy ain't never made no money on Cassie?
Music career.
Trying to come up with a concept. Sean called all of the shots.
What is the age difference between you and Sean?
17 years.
How did you feel when Sean invited you to hotels?
Nervous, excited, like we were going to.
But they leave this out. 17 years, right? But they leave this out. Diddy is a bad guy, but they leave this out. This is who she dates. They want to demonize Sean without telling you who this person is. Who are you? That's what we're asking today. Who is Miss Cassie Ventura? Why is she so innocent? Why does she deserve to be protected? What makes her such an innocent, delicate flower? These are her other men. This is her handler before Diddy. Ryan Leslie was her handler before Diddy. There is not a lot of age difference between these two men. So why are you a delicate flower? Why are you a delicate flower? Why are you a delicate flower? You are not a delicate flower. This is who you are. Google knows who you are. We all know who you are. Ryan Leslie is who had you before Diddy. Kid Cudi is who had you. The reason your husband is upset in the courtroom because your husband is learning all the men who have had you outside of the Diddy circumference. Cassie is her own galaxy, her own celestial body with many moons in orbit. Cassie is her own celestial body with many moons in orbit. You know who's not here? You know who's not here? Anybody think I'm being mean to Cassie? Do you know? I didn't do this. Google did this. But check this out. You know who's not here? Tell me in the chat. Who's not here, y'all? Who's not up here? Her husband. For anybody think I'm making this up, I'm being mean to Cassie. Who's not up here? Her husband. Her husband and the so-called sex worker. That's 5 dingalings. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, schoolgirl ring. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling, schoolgirl ring. That's 5, bro. Diddy, Ryan, Kid Cudi, husband, sex worker 1, sex worker 2. We on a roll this morning, goddammit. I'm on a roll. Woo, you don't want me to get on a roll. You don't want me to get on a roll because Cassie will start looking bad. This state gonna start looking bad. All those feminists who are defending Cassie gonna start looking bad. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How many bottles of baby oil on the wall? How many ding-a-ling-a-ting-a-ling before Cassie gon' ball? How many bottles of baby oil on the wall? How many ring-a-ding-a-ling-a-ting-a-ling before Cassie gon' ball? Ryan Leslie, Kid Cudi, Sean Combs, her husband, sex worker 1, sex worker 2, sex worker 3. How many holes she can see? Woo! Cassie, take them down. Take them all the way down to Chinatown. Cassie all around. Woo! Pass her around. Her husband is broken up right now. Her husband is broken up right now. Her husband is in a lot of pain right now. her husband is in a lot of pain. Her husband thought this was going to be about Diddy. Her husband thought this was going to be about Diddy being a bad guy. Why is Cassie husband leaving the courtroom? Inconsolable Consuela. His new name is Inconsolable Consuela. Cassie husband, Mr. Ventura, Inconsolable Consuela. Sabado, Inconsolable Consuela. Ventura, Sabado. He's inconsolable. Do you know why he's leaving the courtroom, Inconsolable Consuela? He just found out what I presented this morning. How many bottles of baby oil on the wall? How many dicks did you take down before Diddy took a fall? And he didn't realize. He didn't know. He didn't know Cassie had dick to go. He didn't know Cassie had dick to go. Go, 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 go. Yeah, that man is fucked up right now. That man fucked up right now. That man is hurting right now. He had in his mind, a lot of people had in their mind, my wife is a victim. Think about this victim shit, bro. Stop assigning victimhood. That's not your job. That's not your job to attribute victimhood. That's not your job. That's God's job. He had in his mind his wife is a victim. That's where he went wrong. That's why he inconsolable. He had in his head, like a lot of people, that Cassie is a victim. That's where he went wrong. That's where now he fucked up because he thought Cassie was a victim. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Gotta handle some business. Y'all have a good day. I'll be back with some more Diddy Do It Part 2. I am going to answer the phone. I'm going to answer the phone.